As a gay person, as a kid, of course, I always knew I was gay. I think most of us knew we were different. Um, but as a kid, I learned pretty quickly to hide those elements of my gayness that might give the story away. The slightly effeminate elements of my behavior, the fact that I didn't like sports. There were so many elements of my being gay that I knew pretty quickly growing up in Southeast Texas were not acceptable. And so, as maybe a survival technique, I learned to hide those aspects of who I am in order to get along with the greater world. And as the years passed, it got easier to push those things down, the real me down. Um, but here's the thing, it wasn't just that I was pushing the real me down, I was creating a new persona of all these things that were never me, but things that got me liked, things that made me popular. Student council in high school, fraternity in college, whatever it is, you probably got your own list as a member of the LGBTQ community, the things that you did that were not authentically you. And the less we were in touch with our authentic selves, the easier it got to be to not be our authentic selves until, like many of us, I broke down because I was so exhausted with not being me. And this rebuilding of that Kevin who I was as a kid has taken years. And the reason I want to share this with you is to say, if you are exhausted and you're gay, a lot of people who are straight are exhausted as well. But if you are feeling emotionally exhausted all the time, what are you hiding? What are you not living with as your true authentic self? Who were you as that little kid who you may want to be again? And what joy could that kid bring to you now that it doesn't matter anymore in your life, your personal life, your professional life? Something to think about, that pulling back of those layers of guilt and silt that we just piled on ourselves all of those years in order to conform. What can you do now to be more authentic and be less exhausted as you continue to live your life in the best way and the most authentic way that you know how? Food for thought.